Hello everybody, and welcome to the channel. You found the Roaming Bear. My name's Kyle, and you're probably wondering why we're on an airplane. I'm in Saskatchewan. And yeah, if you guys watched the last video and keeping up with the channel, I've been hinting towards a big surprise and a really big update for the channel. And well, this is gonna be it. You guys are here to see the big surprise. So the whole reason we've been traveling across the country to come all the way to Saskatchewan is actually pretty cool in my opinion. It's to come pick up my brand new to me Nissan Terrano. So we've got ourselves here a 1998, I believe, I'm not 100% sure because everything's in Japanese, Nissan Terrano. Paired with the QD32 ETI turbo diesel engine. It's the Regulus RSR, so it's the little bit higher trim, and boy oh boy am I excited to get into this baby. I basically got such a good deal on this, and a good friend of mine was the one who owned it, and he's been kind of bugging me to buy it for a long time, and well, I bought it. I'm freaking stoked. And yeah, you guys are going to be along for the ride. We got to drive this thing 14 hours back to Salmon Arm from Saskatchewan. Interior wise, it's pretty clean. It's got the cool Regulus seat pattern. Pretty standard equipment in here. No cruise control, which is going to be fun. I don't use cruise control anyway. But yeah, welcome to my Terrano. Super cool. So as you can see, she purrs like a kitten. So it's got a little bit of an issue where it's got a slight hesitation off the hole. Once you get the RPMs up and the boost starts building, it really does start to straighten out. And I'm starting to think it's just maybe some dirty injectors. This truck has been sitting for almost 3 years, so it's got old diesel in it. So we got conditioner and whatnot in there, and it's, as I've been driving it over the last couple days, it's been starting to pick up a little bit, perk up. So I'm really thinking that if I get it back to the shoe swap, I'm gonna either throw new injectors in it or get these ones rebuilt. And I'm gonna look into doing like a manual injection pump swap. I guess you can do a manual injection pump from a TD27 into this, and maybe we can squeak a little bit of power out of her. I'd like to throw a turbo on it. I got all sorts of plans for this thing. I would really like to solid axle swap the front end. I'm looking for a Toyota axle, and I'm gonna flip it. Or I'm looking for a Dana 44 of like a Wagoneer or an old F250. But anyway, my plans are, this is gonna be the new off-road adventure rig. Patty the Batty, as much as it breaks my heart, is gonna have to go away in order for me to fund this build. But I think this is gonna be a really cool truck, and I'm excited to explore with the turbo diesel and do some power adders with it. As you can see, there's a storm rolling in, and I'm really hoping that this blows over, so when we go to BC we don't have any snow or nothing to deal with. But yeah, here she is. I'm trying to think of a name. Terry the Terrano seems like it's gonna be the stick, and yeah, let's show you under the hood. So under the hood we got a QD32 ETI. Pretty rare motor. I think it only came in the D22 Navaras, the Terranos, the El Grande minivans, and apparently it came in a few different types of like generators and forklifts. Yeah, I hope this motor is going to be solid. From what I read on the internet, they're little beasts. They can handle like 30 pounds of boost allegedly. So that's got me pretty excited, and I'm really excited to dive into this thing and start having fun with it, you know what I mean? A couple other cool things is factory HID projectors. Pretty excited about those. They actually, you can adjust how high they shoot down the road. There's like a knob inside where you can adjust the height and stuff. From what I'm seeing, they work really good. Don't they, Rip? Oh yes, they work really good, don't they, buddy? Yeah, he's a good boy. But yeah, Terry the Tyranno, allegedly. I think this is gonna be super awesome. I'm excited, boys and girls, and I hope you guys are excited too. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. There's gonna be lots of content coming with this truck, and I hope you guys are excited as I am, because this is super rad. Pretty hard vehicle to run across in North America. This one came from Japan, and yeah, pretty excited right now, can't lie. Let's see how it treats us on the drive home. Another pretty rad thing about these is that it's got the factory chrome smoked glass, which I was actually trying to find some of these windows for my Pathfinder, but never did find any. But I think they're pretty cool. I like the chrome tint look, and yeah, it's got a few little rust spots here and there, but this hatch is actually the same as a QX4, so I'll probably be looking for a white QX4 hatch here. And as far as I can tell, the rust isn't really bad. I don't see too much in the wheel well here. There is some on the rocker, as you can see right here, but it's mostly just surface. It's not poking through yet, but honestly, I'm gonna be cutting all this out, and I want to do rock sliders and stuff anyway, so I'm not super worried about that. And yeah, honestly, just excited to tear into this and get her going. I guess we'll get on the journey and share the adventure. What's life if you don't go on a little bit of adventure, eh? We'll see how it goes. I know this is a little nervous. Honestly, I'm a little nervous, but I have good faith in Nissans, and I don't know, I've been driving this thing for 3 days now here, and it hasn't really hicked up much. We did have an issue with the battery. First day, I left the lights on for like a minute, and the battery was dead, wouldn't start. And then, yeah, other than that, it's been going pretty good. One of the other issues with the Tyranno, and probably like the only issue that I can see right now, is that the speedometer doesn't work. So classic fashion Nissan, the gauges are bunned. Like this one's maxed out, this one doesn't move, this one just sits pegged out, and that one sits pegged out. So from what I understand, this is very common with all the Nissans of this era. Basically where the plug goes into the back of the cluster, the solders fail, and they just need to be resoldered. I don't know if I'm going to attempt to do this myself. To be honest, I'm a little nervous to do that, because you have to really dismantle that cluster to get to where the solders are. But I did find a place down in America that if you send your cluster to them, they'll refurbish it. So I might go that route, but I'll keep you guys in the loop, and we'll see what we do about that. Until then, we got this little GPS speedometer here. It keeps track of kilometers, so we can keep track of how much fuel we're going through, and I don't have to worry about how fast I'm going, because I can just watch it on there, and then we'll fix that down the road. All right, so we're back out at our friend's farm, where I broke down, and conveniently just in front of his house. And I got the alternator all rebuilt by Lauren, and I'm so grateful that he got that fixed. We got her all rebuilt, and I just have to get her back in here now, and we should be good to go. So yeah, gonna squeeze this in and see what happens. If I can get it in here. Tight squeeze, tight squeeze. Where is this? So I have to take that, I have to take this bracket off to get the alternator out. This goes back in like this. All right, we got the alternator in. The rebuilt alternator is working mint. I just hooked it up to the voltmeter, and we got 14.5 volts, so I'm saying we're good to go. We leave tomorrow morning, and we got a 14-hour drive. But honestly, the Toronto's been running absolutely mint. It's just this stupid battery situation that we've been having, so yeah. Anyways, I think we got this sorted, and honestly, the best thing about Saskatchewan is just all the good people here. We're so many wholesome people all around you in Saskatchewan, and I'm honestly so thankful for everyone here, especially Jeb. It was like broke down right outside of his farm, and he was checking cows out of nowhere, and he seen me broke down, so he came over to help. He didn't even know it was me. He just came over to help, thinking it was a stranger, but it was me. And yeah, he got my car over to his farm. We yanked the alternator, and he knew the Lorne guy down at Protect Marine. That guy was solid. He was having problems rebuilding it. The housing on the back of the alternator, I guess the bearing had spun a bit in it, honing out the bearing hole, but he was able to, thank goodness, find a bearing that was just like 0.5 millimeter bigger than the one that was in there. It was a little bit shorter, but he nailed it into the housing, and he built a little brass spacer for me, and he put it on the bench, and she was working. I'm so thankful. I couldn't find obviously I couldn't find an alternator anywhere because it's Ford QD32, which is only in these basically, and like a few other vehicles, but I'm gonna have to see what some cross compatibility is maybe in the future, but I'm feeling good. I think the old Lauren, he helped me out and he got her built, and he said he wouldn't send something out the door that's not gonna last for years. So I'm taking that with a grain of salt, and we're gonna send it. But yeah, I'm happier than a pig in shit, you know the saying. And yeah, I'm so thankful for everybody that I know in Saskatchewan, and all my friends and everyone that helped me with this. And check it out, it's running, and we're pulling 14.5 volts on the alt, so we should be good to send it. And yeah, I'm gonna drive it for the next day, and we'll see if anything else pops up, but I think we're good to go. And I haven't really explained what all happened yesterday, but essentially last night we went out to Alyssa's farm for supper, and that was awesome. I always love going out for supper with the family and hanging out with everyone. But when we were driving home, I lost all power basically. All my gauges went out, which they're already out, but the lights went out, the stereo quit working, heater quit working, started shifting really weird, and I was like, man, what is happening? Is it something to do with the cluster? I wasn't too sure. But anyways, happened to basically get down the road to a certain point, and I didn't feel comfortable driving anymore because it was starting to like stutter almost on the highway, and I just didn't want anything to break. So I pulled over, and basically had no power. My lights were dim, everything was dim, which I'm sure you're assuming what already happened, but I shut it off, and then the car wouldn't start. Battery was stone dead. And it's a brand new battery. I just put it in 2 days ago. So essentially, the alternator died on it. Not ideal, because you can't get one of these alternators in North America. Apparently they are specific to the QD32. So yeah, where I had broke down was actually right in front of a longtime family friend, Jeb and Amanda's farm. And he just happened to be outside checking cows. This was at about 10:30 p.m. And being the friendly neighbor that he is, he popped over on his side-by-side, not knowing who I am, and asked if I'm having car issues. And I was like, hey, yes, my alternator just died on this thing. And I shouted across the highway, is that Jeb? And he's like, yep, this is Jeb. And I'm like, oh, hi, it's Kyle. And small world. And yeah, he took care of me. Helped me boost it, get it to his farm, and then we pulled the alternator that night, and basically he knew a guy in town. We took the alternator to them, and the rest is history. Here we are. Yeah, I'm super stoked on this thing. Right-hand drive's a little trippy. We'll try to get used to it. This is not my first right-hand drive. I used to have an R33 Skyline GTST, which I absolutely adored that thing. And yeah, I'm pretty stoked, guys. All right, let's go for a little ride, shall we? It drives real nice. No complaints here. It's a little underpowered in my opinion compared to the 3.5 in the Pathfinder, but she boogies along not too bad. And as Dwight would say, she runs smooth as eggs. So excited. I don't know how much more I need to film of this journey, but if anything else happens, I'm definitely going to show you guys. And yeah, it's just basically going to be a little adventure, and I'll keep you guys in the loop on the way. But I'm very excited for this new leaf for the channel and the journey I'm going to have with this new truck. It's going to be so fun, guys. I can't wait. This is going to be super rad. Thank you guys for subscribing and liking what I do, because this is why I do it. It gets me excited. I like sharing what I do with everybody, and I'm hoping this can get us out a little further. And I want to have a more capable rig. I'm hoping for that solid axle up front, and we're gonna have it locked up, and I just more robust front suspension, because the R50, you R50 guys already know what it is. There's no aftermarket support, and we're riding around on minivan suspension, so I'm breaking that stuff left, right, and center, and it'll be nice to have something a little stronger. But yeah, let's get it. All right, that's enough messing around. We got a bright and early day tomorrow, so we're gonna go get this thing fueled up and loaded up, and at about 3 or so in the morning, we're gonna be hitting the highway, so stay tuned. I'm just gonna quickly bless you guys with one little exhaust clip, because I think this thing actually sounds pretty sick. I'm liking it. Hey, let's get it. What the heck, dude? You can see the storms coming. Let's go have some supper. It's 5:30 in the morning, and we got 13 and a half hours left to drive. Let's get it! All right, first stop. We're 350 kilometers into the trip, and yeah, we're sitting at 43 liters burnt so far, so I'm gonna do a quick calculation. We'll see what kind of mileage the Terrano's getting. So far, the trip's going good. Let's keep it that way. All right, so we're about 6 hours in. I think we're at about almost 800 kilometers. We're just before Calgary here. The Terrano's been running really good. No issues at all. Knock on wood. We've got some wood grain in here. Yeah. First tank I averaged about 20 miles per gallon, and then the second tank we just filled up in Brooks, Alberta, and I averaged 22 on that tank, so I'm interested to see how this thing does through the mountains. It's definitely a little low on power, I think. I know these things don't have a whole lot of power to begin with, but it does feel a little doggish kind of in the lower RPMs, especially at about 110 or so. But we'll get that sorted out. And yeah, just gonna keep on trucking. We're like about 2 hours out of the mountains, and then we're on our home stretch once we hit the Rockies. But until we get into the Rockies, it's nothing but bald prairie for another couple hundred clicks. So the weather's nice, no wind. We're just ripping. Some cool clouds out there today. Alright, we'll see you guys in the mountains. Alright, final stretch check-in. We're sitting at a couple, what do we got? We got 170 kilometers till we're back in Salmon Arm. We're just going through the Rogers Pass. And I always think when we get to the snow sheds, that's kind of like the home stretch for me. And we're just about to enter the snow sheds now. Everything's been going really well. The Toronto's been averaging like 25 miles per gallon, which is epic. And she's running smooth as eggs. Next stop, Salmon Arm. And just like that, we're back home in the driveway. Terry's united with his new family, full of Nissans. And I hope he likes his life here. Well, let me know what you guys think about this purchase. And let me know in the comments what you think I should all do with it. I'm open to suggestions, but I really want to solid axle swap it, so that's probably what's going to end up happening. Anyways, I'm super exhausted. That was a 14-hour day, and it's time for some soup and then some chilling on the couch and editing of this video. If you guys are watching this on release, happy Easter to you and your family, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.